Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Harmonious Engineering single player Let's Play series. So I have been a little bit busy in between episodes. I didn't want to do too much, but I found out recently that one of the mod add-ons we have did something that I planned on doing for the latest 3.2.6 update, which was to add the ore laser mining support for the various spatial ores, because I found that they are truly a pain in the butt to get. And so I have decided to kind of fall back on that thought that I initially had of we don't want to automate these. So yeah, I'm kind of terrible in that sense, but I have found that it's kind of a pain in the butt. So now apparently this is just added by the Gazelle add-on. So you can see that if you go mining in Mars in a desert, Mars rocky plain with their ice spikes with the purple laser lens, you can filter out Ostrom, and then the moon you can get Desh from using somewhere in the moon desert, and then for Venus, anywhere in Venus, you can get Caloritic using the red laser lens. So I've gone ahead and set that all up, and I've got them all chunk loaded using the chunk loading feature of the Flux networks. Flux providers and Flux receivers. The Flux provider is chunk loading. So that seems to be working out really well, and that's why my portal is changed colors here. You can see I've got these set up in a couple of different places. So here's my calorite mining farm, and then I'll skip over the Ostrom one because that's not super important. But Desh is being currently harvested up in here because these guys didn't seem to mind all that much. So yeah, this is just kind of going. I think this is going really well so far. So yeah, and in essence, I think we should be good to go with a couple of upgrades today for this advanced generator. It's still been running, it's still doing its thing, but it could be faster. So I've already gotten some Desh integral components set up. I've got some more that we're going to start working on soon, but I just wanted to show you how big of a difference the Desh tier is versus the lower tiers, because it is not like huge, but it's definitely significant. So we were making about 1,000 FE per tick before, and now we're already up to 4,000. So it's significantly better at this point. We're now at the same tier as a diesel generator from Immersive Engineering, except of course times 1. So yeah, you can see all the did I get no Desh? Yeah, I don't think I got that mixed up. I wanted to say that maybe I got the textures mixed around, but no, I didn't. Okay, good. Because I want to go to the Ostrom tier next, and the Ostrom integral components are not going to be too terrible to make. So we're going to go ahead and get those on their way as well, because it's going to be just a lot of upgrading this guy today. But yeah, there are a couple of other upgrades we can make for it if we really want to. So we've got the fuel air mixer and the gas mix compressor. And that's going to help us out a lot. I think to finish up this multi-block, kind of make it look more complete, I'd love to make some fuel tanks. So let's go ahead and try to get a couple of these. Well, we need 3, so that's not that big of a deal. We'll get some compressed Desh times 3. And we should be good to go there. Whoops, there we go. To get us 3 of these guys, which just kind of makes this look a little better and increases our fuel buffer significantly. Not that it's really all that big of a deal, but yeah. And so you can see, I'm sorry, I said this was like peak production, and it is. I'm not really sure why we're not peaking. It might just be that we don't need this much energy, but I'm not so sure that I agree. I am not so sure that I agree. So we have you always on. And like you can see, it definitely fluctuates. It goes up to like about 22, 25. So it has the capability of doing that to 4,000. I'm just not really sure why it's not. But I'm still trying to learn this guy a little bit. So maybe it's just a me thing. It could also very much be that I just don't need that much power right now. So the overall power... Yeah, I think the issue is that we just don't need that much power. And so what that tells me is we might want to make a really large buffer, but I'm not really sure how large of a buffer we should really need. You know, it seems a little bit unnecessary to some degree. But I'm gonna go and get these advanced turbines all the way maxed out to the Calorite tier, just because that does sound like a very helpful upgrade for us. And once we get them there, you know, we can start to really improve our performance, and maybe even be able to take down a couple of our other operations a little bit, or like make them backups. But this is the Ostrom tier, and you can see I set these up like so. Now we have a maximum potential of 8,192. So I'm going to wait for those Caloritic integral components to finish up because they will take a minute, and I'll be back when they are finished. All right, so I have got everything running here. We should be good to go. Let's go ahead and remove these and get the remaining Caloritic integral components. And I've made a change that I think we're going to enjoy. I'm going to change you to power in, which used to be alternator in, but I've just renamed it because now we've got more than one power source going in. You can see that's producing 16,000 FE per tick. And what I want to see is with that going into the power in channel, if we came over here, we should see right over here at our main diesel fuel station, there is this guy right here that's receiving power from not only the diesel generators above, right, which we're going to eventually need to upgrade, I imagine. Maybe. And this guy I have upgraded with another Caloritic integral component. So you can see it has a maximum storage of 14 million RF, and that it has up to 42,000 input and output RF, whereas this is 24 and a max of 8. So that's a significant improvement. However, what I wanted to test and see was how quickly this guy will fill up without the help of diesel. So I'm going to remove that, and I want to just see how quick that is. And what we can do, and I know my diesel generators are just going to run, is I made a new waypoint, and I want to see, are you producing 16,000? You are. You're producing 16,000 with no issue whatsoever, and you've got exactly that 16,384 FE buffer as well. So yeah, this number here, this peak production, actually does correspond to, here's what I can make under load. It's using 6 millibuckets per tick. I don't think that's a problem for us. I don't think if we had a spike that big, that would be an issue. So far, this guy seems to be holding up just fine as well, which is good to see. I don't know how the tank would be doing. Well, no, the tank is also full. So that tells me that we are just overall doing quite well. This guy's the only one that's kind of draining a little bit. But these guys are not exactly upgraded. So, you know, that's part of it. You're already backstuffed, though. So that's a great sign because you'll eventually pull out of there. Because we pull from the master tank here, but we also pull out of the smaller tanks and just, you know, feed the master tank from these two smaller tanks from behind. So it seems like this setup is working delightfully. 16,384 is a ton of energy, and, you know, that's just going to fill up and give us the ability to sort of, I don't know, I guess we have just another backup source of energy, I suppose. I'm not going to get rid of the diesel generators because I worked really hard on that setup, and I'm really proud of it. And I also just kind of like how it looks as much as it is a grody diesel generator, which is the exact look I was going for. You know, that's just kind of what it was meant to look like. But now if we empty this with everything connected, it literally doesn't even take long at all. Like, we're talking 14 million RF here. And I realize that there's another way that I can stress test our system, and that is this handy-dandy giant hammer that I have on me. I forget that this guy is never, ever, ever fully charged because it takes so much energy to do so. But I imagine now we should be at least a little better suited to do it. It's not going to be as good still. But if I turn you on, eventually, right, because you're going to... Wireless charging is enabled for you. See, you're not going quite the right speed for that, so I'm a little confused. If I moved you to main, there we go. Those are the numbers I was expecting to see. So you'll see that this guy's now completely tapped out. I'm not really sure why this behaves the way it does. I think it's just a matter of, like, this network here, wireless charging is ineffective, but it still shows that it's here. And if I untick this and leave, it's going to be reticked. This GUI is a little bit confusing. I don't think we need either of these two, but that's going to help us refill that. And so now I just need to go figure out what is doing the wireless charging, because I think don't I have a wireless charging network? I know I was just looking at that, but I wasn't looking for it, so my brain isn't. Yeah, I've got a wireless charging network, but it's not the one that's doing the wireless charging, but it should be. So if I do this, then once again we're doing decently well. Although again, you're still not really super duper behaving, but anyways, I think for now we're going to leave you and then change you back to power in, because I liked that idea a lot. So with that going into power in, we need to figure out. Oh right, I probably just drained my network. There we go. Okay, we can probably figure out a way to get the wireless charging network to be given a little more energy. So let's figure that out real quick. So yep, that's fine. I think I'm doing a lot of it over here at the induction cell, which I need to upgrade today. So perhaps we will do that. Because this guy is doing a really good job. But I could use more. I mean, like, who couldn't, right? However, I don't remember. Okay, so this is the main output here. Okay. Sorry, it has been a minute since I've worked on this, and I truly... Aha, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so you should be good. It's just that this guy doesn't output that fast, and that's fair. I mean, that's kind of ideal, honestly. So let me get this guy cleaned up a little bit, and why don't we get this upgraded today as well? Because it is pretty... it's been pretty stale, just sitting here not really doing that much, and that's not that bad of a thing, because that's kind of what it's meant to do, right? But on the other hand, it also is on like the most basic tier induction cell, and we now have all these new resources that we can upgrade this with. So I'd really, really like to do that, because right now, you can see that we've got 2 cells and 1 provider, and I'm pretty sure those cells are the lowest tier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're basics, if I remember correctly. So we can definitely get up to advanced, but I'd really like to get all of them. And I think we know how to craft most of these things. So why don't we get a lot of that auto crafting set up? I know it's not really half as interesting nowadays to just do auto crafting, but part of it is that we can kind of cram a little more content into each episode. So let me get the auto crafting recipes trained up and taught, and we'll be good to go. All right, so I have everything currently crafting up. You can see that it's a little bit busy trying to get everything done here because I've asked for 1 ultimate induction provider and 2 ultimate induction cells, which are going to be like the most upgraded this guy will ever get, aside from just making it outright bigger, because you can do that as well. These are basically freeform multi-blocks as long as it's the same width as it is depth, but the height can change, and this can go up to, I think, 9 by 9 or 11 by 11. So we could make this massive if we really wanted to. I'm currently pretty happy with this size, so I'm not going to change it. But yeah, we've got our 3 cells behind these walls currently. A bunch of bone meals trying to queue up, which is just too bad. It'll get there eventually. I'll go and cancel that and try to cancel a lot of these because, you know, it'll eventually get the bone meal that it's asking for. And I know that it's kind of annoying that it queues it all up. I don't even remember what the bone meal is being used for at the moment. Is that being used for... It's not our cloches, because we're not using cloches anymore. Oh, it is being used for the generator, isn't it? I actually don't remember. I truly don't. I think it's being used as a catalyst, but I don't remember for sure. I can always take a look while I wait. I can always go look. So I'm pretty sure in here we've got this being loaded up with... Yep, bone meal. Okay. That's what I thought. How are we doing? Well, we're going. We're going. We've got a ways to go here, though. So it took 10 minutes to craft just the induction matrix. Not the matrix. This guy, the provider, took like 10 minutes. And it was taking ages to make the rest of the Enderium. So I've gone ahead and upgraded all of these machines to Caloritic integral components, which was quite the ordeal. These guys are still unupgraded because who cares? They're just processing ore. But these guys also upgraded, and these guys here are also upgraded, except for these two because they just do wires, which we never need a bunch of wires. So that is already paying off. That's already significantly faster. You can just see how little time it takes to make Enderium now, which usually is meant to take a really long time. So I'm really happy to see how fast that is. Smelting is like just absolutely ridiculous. If we grab some cobblestone, for example, you can see it's just that fast and times 3, you know, so I cannot complain there. It looks like we're currently waiting on quite a bit more Enderium, so I'm going to let that do its thing, and then I'll be back once we are finally done with this again. Alright, so we should have another induction cell, and now with everything at the ultimate tier, which is as high as it goes, we should be able to now see kind of where we're at as far as the energy bufferage goes. So we're going to destroy our cell. That's going to cause a very minimal issue. You'll see that these actually store their energy. I don't really know what good that is because, you know, we can't use it. But now you can see we have a huge buffer. We have 192 million FE buffer, which is massive. Frankly, it's enormous, and I'm thrilled. We can do an input of 42,000 FE, which is coincidentally the same number, but also not really a coincidence because I'm weird and I tweaked it to make sure that it worked exactly the same as like the Caloritic tier was exactly the same here and here, because I like things to kind of make sense a little bit. So coincidence, but not coincidence, but coincidence. So now we can see that we're draining, you know, 18,000 FE a tick from that point, which means that we're getting quite a bit from our other inputs. We're getting about 2,000 FE from our alternators. That's right. We have a bunch of alternators still. I forgot about those guys. And we should be getting 16,000 from you. And we are indeed. So again, is this more buffer than I'm ever going to need? Correct. But now I can charge up to 42,000 RF per tick at a time. Rather, I can charge up to at a rate of 42,000 RF per tick on my tools and weapons and such, which is going to be really helpful for keeping me alive, because like if I fall into lava, I can still die if I fall into lava, because my mecha suit will eventually and pretty quickly run out of energy based on the current input that it's getting from our Flux network. But now we should be a little better because we have a lot more energy. And you can see this buffer is like huge, right? And we're already almost halfway through filling it up. It's insane how much energy we have. So we're going to go ahead and grab some brick real quick again. And I'm going to get a framed door. I think that would probably be the move here, unless we wanted to do like a... I don't really care for these all that much. They don't actually slide. They just disappear. So I think I'm good. I think I might just do a slightly increased quality door. And if I grab some stairs, I just kind of want to pretty this up a little bit back around the back. I've got all these trapdoors. I guess I may as well use them as like a floor here, I guess, right? Because we could do like a little floor. That way we can still walk on it, but if we ever need to go down below, it is going to be really easy to do so. So we'll do that. We will do that, and so you should open... How dare you? There we go. You should open... Really, you two? I guess I forgot how doors worked. We'll do that and that. And so now if we need to go back there and access anything to check on it, we can. I do wish that you were maybe like a block higher, though. There we go. Problem solved. And so you should, again, still have no issue whatsoever. And so here's the real question, right? If I do this... That still doesn't feel that fast. I'm not sure what's going on here. Wireless charging is effective. Then tell me why you're not charging faster. I don't know. But yeah, we're receiving a little bit over 34,000 FE per tick, which is honestly ridiculously awesome. I still don't know what's going on with my wireless charging, and it's legitimately driving me nuts. I've never had so many issues with wireless charging before, but it just does not want to cooperate with me this series. If someone knows what I'm doing wrong, let me know, but I've always done a similar Flux network setup. I've never actually run it on a separate network like this, right? So that could be the problem, I guess. I don't really know. I mean, if I come down here and tell you wireless charging isn't effective, but if I apply it, then it's a different story, because now I can drain everything, which is not good. Can I really not access the config? But now it's charging at the rate that I would expect it to. So I don't know. I truly don't. But now you can also see, like, it's draining everything, which I don't want either. I want a separate network with a limit on it. And I don't know if maybe I... Did I at some point, like, change the actual, like, controller, maybe? That's the only thing. Let me go check. I may have adjusted the controller to have a limit on it. And that could be the issue, is that the actual main controller over here has a limit, but I don't think it does, and I don't think that should affect it. Oh, well, okay, it does have a limit. Let's change you. Right, did I change... Confusion everywhere. Did I change you back? I did change you back. What is your problem? I don't know anymore. I mean, I can always do this, right? Like, this isn't the worst. Having to come over here and charge this like this isn't terrible. You can see we're only like a sixth of the way there, though. Which is my concern, is I would like this to go a tiny bit faster. Mind you, it's not like I really need it to. I'm just confused. I am just so confused as to what's going on. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I could continue to fiddle with this, and I probably will. But it's not all that important. You know, as things stand at the moment, I think it's not the most critical thing. I just don't know why, like, transfer limit... Why? I don't understand why you're like this. Yeah, I don't know. Surely I'm doing something really dumb and really wrong, so let me know. Because I'm sure it's something. Because, yeah, now you're charging, and... now you're also charging. Why are you like this? And then I change you, and now you're not charging. Whatever. We're just going to keep that disabled for now. I still want you to be effective, but, like, nothing here is out of... oh, yeah, actually, a lot of stuff here is out of energy. And you're not charging that either. So, yeah, I truly don't know. Anyways, you guys, I know it hasn't really been the absolutely most productive episode ever, but I'm a little bit short on time this week, so I think this is really all I have the time to really address is all of these upgrades that we've been doing to our energy network so far. Mind you, we are doing super duper well. If we come over here and take a look, you'll see that we're like barely fluctuating input and output. You remember, our input was up all the way up here before, because we can handle a lot now, but we just don't need to anymore. So you can see our matrix is doing fine. We're outputting a very, very volatile amount, and we're inputting an equally volatile amount. So yeah. Anyways, if any of you guys know what's good with the wireless charging, do let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you as always, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Anyways, take care.